It took me a while to do this because in my last video I jokingly said, "Oh, I might be sick." I was sick, so I gotta make 4 videos today at least. Or actually, who gives a fuck? I'm gonna make 4 videos today, but we're gonna start with the predictions because I need this out before the fight so that people can't say, "Oh, you changed your picks," like a fucking retard. Anyway, Tim Means versus Court McGee. I'm going Tim Means decision. Tim Means has better striking than Court McGee. Court McGee is kind of mid everywhere, and he's at the point where you can't be mid everywhere when you don't have athleticism anymore because he's a lot older. I understand Tim Means doesn't have athleticism anymore either, but he's still a better striker. I think technically he's a better striker. He doesn't have bad takedown defense. I don't even know if Court McGee can shoot a really good takedown now. Tim Means will just piece him up on the feet, in my opinion. I'm going Tim Means. By the way, expect to see a decision a few times. I think there's like 4 women's fights. Can't blame me. It's the easiest pick out of all of them. Carla Esparza versus Tisha Pennington. I'm going Carla Esparza. It's not really much you can go off. Like, Carla's usually the smaller person at 5'1". She weighs more. She's a better wrestler. Tisha Torres isn't great. You kind of have to go Carla Esparza here just based off that. Tisha hasn't really had any performances where I can be like, oh, she's better than Carla, or oh, I can be like, she's a good fighter. Carla's had those performances for me. I don't think either of them are really that good, but it's like when mid and mid fight, you gotta take the more athletic one, like respectfully. Carla might not be athletic, but she weighs a little more, and just being a little heavier can actually just win you fights when you're a grappler in WMMA. So yeah, Carla decision, like it's really there's not much to it. Tisha's not the best. I do think that she can win the fight. I think this fight's kind of a toss up. But I'm leaning Carla here because she's sometimes consistent. And let's hope that she's consistent and just wins all 3 rounds, which I think she will. It's women's MMA, man. Like, you want me to go in depth? Like, I don't actually watch this shit. And you shouldn't either. The men fight. The good fights. It's not a good fight, but Ryan Spann versus Ovince St. Preux. Honestly, I'm going Ryan Spann. I like Ovince. I really like Ovince. But his last one against Kennedy Nezuchukwu, whatever his name is, it wasn't great. He's not a bad fighter, actually. Kennedy's actually not a bad fighter. Good kickboxer, solid striking all around. But he gassed out in that fight. So did Ovince. Ovince gassed out in like the second round. He he tried doing some head movement. You can watch the fight again. I didn't rewatch it. I just watched it when it first happened. He tried doing head movement, and one thing I noticed is that he got hit with everything. Literally everything in the second and third round. It didn't do any damage, though. Like, Nezuchukwu sucks. He doesn't suck. He's not the best fighter when it comes to finishing fights. He doesn't have great instincts. Ryan Spann just knocks people out. If he doesn't lose a boring decision. He just knocks people out. And honestly, I love Ovince. Ovince is my guy. I love seeing him fight because it reminds me of how I fight in my dreams where I'm just sloppy and shit. But for some reason he wins. Yeah, we're going Ryan Spann, man. He's going to knock him out in the second round, second or third round. He might gas a little bit, but when you have power, who cares? Ovince is going to gas either way without power, so it's like, I'm rooting for my boy Ovince, but I think he's going to get knocked down in the second round. Ovince, prove me wrong. Please, please. I like you, man. But you're going to get knocked out. You always gas out. And you literally get hit by everything. You're not in your prime. You're not as good as you used to be. But that just comes with aging, so it's like, pick the younger fighter. If Ryan Spann is younger, I don't even remember. Shows how much I know. Ihor versus Almeida. I'm actually just speed running this shit. I'm going Ihor. I know people are going to be like, oh, Ihor just got embarrassed completely. Cesar Almeida lost, but he got out-wrestled. Ihor lost to Michel Pereira, who's actually good. Like, he's been dominating people for a bit now. And he has a fight night coming up against Fluffy Hernandez, who's a good fighter. there's levels to this shit. Like, Almeida got out wrestled by Kopylov. And he got outstruck for the most part when Kopylov gassed out in the first round. So I'm going Ihor. He's coming off a really bad loss, but in my opinion, Almeida is not great at all. He's going to get out wrestled. Ihor, I trust Ihor's experience. His game plan's pretty good usually. But he's just not really a fast starter. But neither is Almeida. Almeida's not just knocking people out in the first round. If you're even competent at skill, you know? If you have a competent skill level, he's not doing that to you. In my opinion, Ihor is better than him. He's not better than him at striking. But I trust experience a lot. Ihor's a lot of experience in MMA. Almeida can barely wrestle, if that. Ihor, like, just prove me right, bro. You're one of my favorite fighters. Not because you're, like, insanely cool or anything. Not because you do anything cool. You're just there. Like, you're just there, and I look at you, and I'm like, I like that guy. He's cool. I guess. Like, Ihor, don't let me down. I got you. My first underdog pick. Bet on... Honestly, I would say take a bet on that. Just $5 Ihor. I think it's pretty good. Ihor decision. Austin Hubbard, I'm pretty sure his name... That might be a football player. I might be tweaking out. Basically, okay, so Hubbard versus Hernandez. Please, God, tell me that's his name. Please. Yeah, Austin Hubbard. Alexander Hernandez. Alexander gasses. He's not really the... Alexander loses to decision all the time. Literally all the time. Austin Hubbard only wins by decisions. It's kind of like his more... It's just his nemesis, bro. And he's taking this fight on short notice, to my knowledge. And you could be saying, oh, he took the fight on short notice because it's an easy fight because he thinks he can win it. I'm sure he does, but he's not going to. You know, Austin Hubbard, he only wins by decision. He doesn't gas out usually. Alexander Hernandez only loses by decision for the most part, and he gasses out. I think Austin Hubbard's just going to lay it on him. He's going to lose the first round, but he's going to win the last two, just based off grappling, in my opinion, and just slowing the fight down. If you can slow the fight down versus Alexander Hernandez, you win. If you lose to Alexander Hernandez in like a slow fight, you're ass. Okay, I'm sorry. I was a fan of Alexander Hernandez, but like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like, I'm here to predict, not here to be biased. Alexander Hernandez is gonna lose decision, but he's always gonna start strong. He always does start strong. He'll land like one thing, and then people will talk about that for the fight, but he's just gonna lose decision. It always happens. Always happens, literally. Yeah, Austin Hubbard, man. Marino Rodriguez versus Lucindo. I've actually seen Lucindo fight live. And I was like, this girl, she's a good prospect. She's really good. She's 5'3". And in my opinion, what Andrade does, Andrade is Lucindo, but better. And I thought Marina beat Andrade at UFC 300, but I guess not. Marina's actually, she has good movement. She can pick people from range. She has good striking. And she's very good at just getting out the way of damage, in my opinion. But just watch the fight of Andrade. Very good at just getting out the way of people. And she's gonna piece her up. I like Lucindo, like I said. And unless she can pull out some really good grappling, I think Marina just has the advantage when it comes to striking skill. And she's gonna piece her up. Jab, kicks. She beat Andrade, in my opinion. And Andrade is Lucindo, but better. It's a woman's fight, man. It's going to go to decision, Marina Rodriguez. Now we're at the good fights. Kind of. I think there's like still two more women's fights, sadly. Or just one more. Two more. Yeah, two more. Sadly. Joaquin Buckley versus Thompson. A lot of people are saying, oh, Wonder Boy's going to knock him out. Wonder Boy's going to do all this. It's possible. It really is possible. I like Joaquin a lot. And I like Wonder Boy a lot, but Wonder Boy could knock him out. That being said, I'm going to Joaquin Buckley. I think he's on more of a momentum. He's more momentum. He's kind of going downhill right now. And every single time he's getting in a fight, he just seems to get better and better, and his momentum builds so much more. I'm going Joaquin Buckley, a decision. I think he's TKO. Give me Joaquin Buckley third round TKO. He's not, I don't think he's gonna submit him. Wonderboy doesn't get submitted besides Shavkat. Joaquin Buckley, I trust him to take him down. I trust him to out grapple him. I trust him to land one big shot. One thing about point karate. One thing about point karate is that it's very straightforward. So, if you watch MVP fight or Thompson, they'll throw everything straight. Jab, they don't throw hooks. It's a quick jab, a quick straight, a quick front kick, side kick. They just throw everything down the middle. Joaquin Buckley has really good movement. He actually does have good movement. Like, if you watch his fights, it may not seem like it because he's really broad. He looks like someone who's really stiff. But he moves side to side very well in a boxer Mike Tyson like stance. I don't want to compare his boxing to Mike Tyson, but he's off-brand Mike Tyson when it comes to boxing, where he moves like him. He goes side to side, and then he comes in from the side, uppercut something big, and then he can back out very nicely, or he can shoot in for a takedown grappling. He has really good movement, good entries. I'm taking Joaquin Buckley here. I think he's going to get Thompson down at least 2 to 3 times. I think he's going to land something big here. And I think he's going to TKO him in the third round. I really do. I really have faith in Buckley. I don't think he'll get knocked out. He has a lot of momentum coming into this. Obviously, the Luque fight was a little weird. Luque kind of just crumbled, or like literally right at him. But, I mean, a win's a win, and he didn't even look bad. Like, it's not like Luque was beating him in that fight up until then. So I'm going Buckley. Underdog pick again, to my knowledge. So 2 underdog picks. And I'm not the guy who's like, oh, I'm just going to take underdog picks because it's an underdog pick. If every favorite on the, if every favorite on the card is going to win, in my opinion, I'm going to choose the favorite. Like, I'm trying to give y'all, like, the realness of it. I think Buckley's going to win this. Kayla Harrison versus Kayla Vieira. Kayla Harrison is a man who takes steroids. Moving on. Kevin Holland versus Roman Dolidze. It's Roman Dolidze. I don't see why you would pick Kevin Holland in this situation. Roman Dolidze just came off a good win versus Anthony Smith on short notice. Kevin Holland got knocked down in his last fight against McCall, who was on like a 3-4 fight losing streak. He broke his arm, but even then McCall still wanted to fight and probably would have won later on. I'm going to Roman Dolidze. He's coming off a good win against a top 10 opponent. Kevin Holland's coming off a McCall win. Roman Dolidze has better grappling. He can't really shoot takedowns. I'll tell you this much. He can't shoot takedowns at all, really. But I've never seen Kevin Holland actually take over a fight and stand up. Obviously, he has knockouts. Like, he knocked out Joaquin Buckley, who we just talked about. He knocked out Ponzinibbio. Like, obviously, he has knockouts and all that. But we've never seen him actually take over a fight standing, in my opinion, unless I'm tweaking, because he fights, like, 6 times a year. The last, like, performance I can even think of when he fought was him getting beat up against MVP and Jack Della Maddalena, so I understand different weight classes, but I think Roman Dolidze's going to win this. If he gets the fight to the ground, he's very good on the ground. He just can't wrestle really good. And I think, honestly, Kevin Holland might try taking the fight to the ground at one point or engage on the ground. You need to be able to take a fight standing with Roman Dolidze to win. You need to take control of a fight against Roman Dolidze. I don't see Kevin Holland doing that. I like Kevin Holland. I hope you win, but Roman Dolidze, I'm going decision. He wants to make Kevin Holland because Kevin Holland actually has good submission defense. Yeah, Roman Dolidze decision, I would say 29-28. They'll give Kevin Holland a round. I don't know how he'll get around because he's the most random fighter ever. But they'll give him a round, I'm sure of it. So, yeah, Roman Dolidze, 29-28. Jose Aldo versus Mario Batista, the most disrespectful fight ever made, really. You know, he should be fighting Corey Sandhagen. He should be fighting Umar, Jan, anyone, anyone in like the top 8 really. I chose against Jose Aldo in the Jonathan Martinez fight because I thought he'd be a little too old. I thought Jonathan Martinez would hit him with the leg kicks a lot and kind of break him a little bit. Obviously, that didn't happen, and I got embarrassed. Jose Aldo, like, his striking looked clean. He looked great. He always looks great, surprisingly. He's just a great fighter. Mario Batista, in my opinion, hasn't proved himself to be on that level of I can be a legend or I can be someone who's been in the top 8. And he doesn't really specialize in something that I think will beat Aldo. Like, he's kind of a all-around fighter in my opinion, and you can't be an all-around fighter against Aldo. You need to specialize at something because Aldo can do everything that you do, but he can do it better than you mostly. His boxing was amazing versus Jonathan Martinez. His takedown defense is still amazing. His leg kick defense is amazing. You want to be a technical all-around fighter? You model your fighting game off of Aldo. That's how it is. He's a legend. That's how he got to the top. He could do everything. I'm going Aldo. I think I want to choose Aldo to finish. I really do. Just because his boxing's really good. He can land very often. But we saw some hesitancy in the Jonathan Martinez fight. And I understand he's been out for a long time compared to this. But he could have knocked out Jonathan Martinez, and he took it really slow. He was patient about it. Like I said, this card's going to have a lot of decisions, and you got to go Aldo decision. I think Aldo will win by decision. 30-27, again, another impressive 30-27 performance. He's going to outbox him, he's going to outleg kick him, and he's going to defend takedowns if takedowns come his way. He's going to break him. Aldo has very good style where he's meant to break people, and he's going to break him. 30-27. Moving on to Raquel Pennington versus Juliana Pena. Okay, so this fight makes me really mad. Not because it's like a really bad fight, but because Pena is absolute dog shit. Pena sucks. Pena sucks at fighting. Pennington's good. Pennington actually can box. She has decent takedown defense. Juliana Pena is horrible. Look, I'm a guy, but I'm a pretty small guy. I'm pretty young. I could beat Juliana Pena in a fight. I'm very confident. I'm extremely confident. You give me a week. Yeah, just give me a week compared to her having 3 months. I'll do it. I'll take that fight right now. She's bad. She's not a good fighter. Pennington actually has boxing. Pena has nothing. And I know people say, "Oh, you might be trying to be funny. You might be trying to do this." No, she's horrible. She actually sucks. She has the biggest fluke in probably MMA history against beating Amanda Nunes. Biggest fluke of all time. Her striking sucks. Her entry sucks. She just throws 1-2s over and over again. And you just throw a jab down the middle or straight, she's getting knocked down because her chin is horrible. She can't grapple. People say, "Oh, her grappling's really good." She can't shoot a takedown to save her life. Her grappling sucks. She goes for like 5 submissions and just spazzes out. And she doesn't even get the submission ever. And she hasn't fought in like 2 to 3 years. And then she claimed that Amanda Nunes retired because she's afraid to rematch her after she beat her 5-0. She's someone that just makes me very mad. Because she got a free title shot. And she's absolutely dog shit. She's not even entertaining. Like, if you watch her press conference, she sucks. Like, she's not entertaining. She's low-key hideous. She looks more like a man than Pennington. Like, look at her fucking face. She just sucks at fighting, and some reason she gets this glaze and all this praise. And I think she's the favorite. If she's the favorite, put $20 on Pennington to win. Buy anything she wants. I promise you, Pennington will destroy her. And I don't even like Pennington. I think Pennington's kind of bad. Pena sucks. Pena is the bottom of the bottom. She's the bottom of the barrel. She's only here because she had a fluke win, and then she got 5-0'd. And then they said, oh, but she beat the GOAT. She beat the GOAT. It's the stupidest shit ever. She's actually dog shit. Put $20 on Pennington right now, please, God. I can't do it. I'm too young to. Do it for me and then donate me like 10% of that cut. Because I promise you 10% is enough to feed my family. I promise you. Khalil Roundtree versus Alex Pereira. This is basically Cheeto versus Sean O'Malley. If Cheeto had the power to knock out Sean O'Malley. Which is why this is weird. Because I think we've all been seeing. If you've been on Instagram, if you've been on Twitter. Obviously you're confident in Pereira. Obviously you think Pereira's going to destroy him. But everybody's had that feeling where it's kind of pointing towards a clear Roundtree upset. I'm not lying to you. It's like it feels like that Sean Strickland versus Adesanya build-up. Everything's pointing to a clear Roundtree win or just an upset. That being said, you have to be a retard to knock out Alex Pereira because Roundtree's not the best fighter. He's a dangerous fighter. He's a good fighter. His best win's Anthony Smith. Just let that sink in a little more. Who lost to Roman Dolidze on a week notice, up a weight class. Khalil Roundtree's best win is Anthony Smith. Anthony Lionheart Smith. It's like I said, you gotta be a retard. Actually, no, you don't have to be a retard to pick Khalil. If you pick him on a bet and put like $5 on him, I think you're pretty smart. I actually do think you're pretty smart to put $5 on Khalil, just because he's such a big underdog, and he actually has the power to get it done. I just don't think he has the skill to. Like, with all due respect, it's Utah. The one thing we see in Utah all the time is head kicks. Alex Pereira's just coming off a nasty head kick knockout. Yeah, man, like, I'm going Alex Pereira, like, knockout first round. I think he'll catch him first round. I honestly do. Khalil's not the best. He keeps a lot of opening. When he swings hooks, one of the main highlights is when he swings hooks, he does this. He goes all the way through, and it swings all the way through. Damn, I'm still sick, bro. This sucks. Every time he does it, literally every time he goes all the way through, just random hooks, random kicks, and people say, "Oh, he beat you like you owe him money." No, he didn't. He didn't do it to Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith was actually doing pretty decent until he got knocked out. Which I chose Khalil because I'm never picking Anthony Smith in any fight ever, literally. Like, it's really self-explanatory. It's Alex Pereira, top 5 on the GOAT if he actually does. Honestly, he's top 5 GOAT right now, but, you know, people like Khabib because Khabib beat Ali Quinta. Yeah, on short notice. Yeah, like, it's so self-explanatory. Put $5-10 down on Khalil, see if you get a huge payout. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Khalil gets the upset just because of how much we're trash talking him and how much we're being like, oh, Alex Pereira's going to dominate him. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the upset. But I'm going Alex Pereira. You kind of have to. You really just have to. There's no debate on that. Alex Pereira's the better fighter, resume-wise, skill-wise, everything. Everything you can think of, I think Alex Pereira is the better fighter. I'm taking Alex Pereira. First round knockout. So let's just go over all these again. Just, see, God damn it, see what happens. Tim Means, decision. Carlos Esparza, decision. Ryan Spann, knockout, second round, third round. Ihor Potieria, underdog pick, decision. Austin Hubbard, decision. Marina Rodriguez, decision, because Lucindo, just really good prospect, but Marina Rodriguez is good, and she's kind of got robbed out of a couple shit. Joaquin Buckley, I'm pretty sure is the underdog. We're going to go TKO, third round. Kayla Harrison's a man. I don't care how she wins. She's gonna win. You know what? Nah, just for the hell of it, I know I skipped this. Kayla Harrison decision because she could barely. She doesn't have really any good wins. Her best win is. Look, I'm a casual when it comes to like female MMA, so maybe I'm a little weird. But her best win on paper is Aspen Ladd. It's not great. Roman Dolidze decision. I don't see Kevin Holland taking over any aspect of the fight. Really, he never does, and then he gets knocked out. I love Kevin Holland, but it's the truth. You know, he's a great fighter. Hope he wins. Aldo just he's gonna break him 30-27 Aldo. Mario Batista's decent and he's well rounded, but you can't be well rounded and beat Aldo. You gotta beat him at one specific thing, and that's how you win the fight. Aldo's just the king of being well rounded. It is what it is. Pena's the most dog shit fighter on this card, honestly. Like, she really is. She's absolutely horrible. Put your house on Pennington. Pennington's gonna knock her out. Pennington's gonna knock her out third or fourth round. I'm gonna go. Yeah, she'll knock her out in the championship rounds. I'm really confident in that. Alex Pereira, first round knockout. Khalil Rountree gonna throw a stupid hook like he always does. He's gonna get jabbed up a little bit. He's gonna get leg kicked because his leg kick defense isn't great either. His Muay Thai stance isn't great when it comes to striking a kickboxer who's taller than him and has more reach than him and more power. So while he's so busy like this, throwing hooks or something, I'm feeling a head kick. You know, Utah always gets a head kick. I'm pretty sure this is Utah, by the way. Alex Pereira, he's going to deliver on that head kick again. I really think, you know what, that head kick is coming. But I hope Khalil Rountree wins. Because I like Khalil Rountree, and I've been rooting for him for a while. So I hope he wins. But you can't pick him in this fight unless you're just betting like $5, $10 on him. That's the video, though, and I have 3 more coming. So, like, subscribe if you enjoyed it. I'm trying to be a loser and just be a YouTube streamer my whole life. So help me be a loser for the rest of my life, please. Thank you.